It's called networking.
Networking, that's it. Yeah. 12 ounces at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
Folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. It's day 2 at Meat in Horsham. We're having a great time. And with me, I've got Cliff from Ranch Hand Foods. Mate, are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time, yeah. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've met a lot of people, get a lot of judges coming through, very into their food and their barbecue, and some people are kind of coming at it for the first time. And yeah, it's kind of enjoyable to sit and talk to them about a new type of cooking that some of them haven't come across before. And I get out and have a few beers with the team. So I enjoy that. So, yeah, it's a good time.
It's called networking.
Networking, that's it. 12 ounces at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's it.
Beautiful. Now, it's kind of special for me to be able to talk to you because I don't get to meet an OG of the barbecue scene every day. So you've actually been in this since before the whole competition scene started in Australia, before anybody else was making rubs. You were making rubs. So can you tell me about how it all started for you?
Well, I got here in 2009 and kind of noticed the absence of, there wasn't really any barbecue restaurants, and we didn't have the ABA at that time, which is kind of a joy to see it come along. So a lot of it was homesick remedies at that point in time. We just come here from Memphis, and I was missing ribs, honestly. So I'd get out the smoker, and I'd do the rubs for family members and things. And people are like, "Why don't you, do this?" It's kind of a leap for me to get back into food, since I had been in it when I was young and used to cook some barbecue in restaurants back in Texas and stuff like that.
Oh, so you've been slinging Q for like a long time.
Oh yeah, well I guess I was probably doing it with my dad on the back porch in the 60s. So
oh wow.
So I kind of came to barbecue, I guess, the old-fashioned way, the way an Italian learns pasta. I guess we're out there poking pork butts on the barbecue to see that they're ready. Back in the days before probe thermometers and instant read apps on your phone, it was this. It's like, is it done yet? How do you tell? So that would have been 67, 68. I was learning barbecue, on the back porch, and so I guess that's my angle with barbecue. Is I enjoy the competitions. I like to see how far people can go with this. But when it comes down, it's still, for me, kind of like feed the family.
Yeah.
Have the friends over and do out a big spread of sausages and brisket or something like that. And so that's what this was. We got started in 2009, and once people decided that maybe I should get out there and fog it a little bit, it got a little bit more formal, and our avenues were farmers markets and craft fairs, and anybody would let us set up, and a lot of people just kind of, they weren't quite sure what to make of it, but over time we've kind of built a little bit of a following locally, and I think things have come along. We've been able to tweak things to the Australian palate a little bit, so we've gotten to the point where we'll put out a beetroot rub, because you can't go wrong with beetroot when you're in Australia, right?
No. I was going to ask, when you mentioned tweaking the flavor profiles for Australia, how are the flavor profiles different between Australia and the US?
Example, I noticed we got a lamb rub, and what I'm seeing of lamb rubs is that they're excellent, really excellent products out there, but most of them come from a familiarity with lamb that goes way back to their childhoods, right? So you'll see a lot of herb-based, I'd say herb-based rubs out there, because that's what you do with the family roast.
Rosemary and mint and
things, and now that you see an extension of that in the smokers. Whereas I didn't come to lamb until late in life. I went, oh, this is different. and it came closer to venison for me than it did beef. So I tied that back into what I was doing for venison, which is a real earthy, almost like a capsicum-based rub.
Okay, yeah.
But then adapted in Australia, it's got some lemon myrtle in it to pick it up.
Ah, nice.
So we got some bush herbs going on in some of the rubs because you can't get any more Australian than bush herbs. So
yeah, true that. Yeah.
So yeah. So that and we've got the beetroot rub now, which little elements of Australia in that. So you can't go wrong with a slice of beetroot on a burger. So obviously it's a good flavor profile for a piece of meat as well, and it just seemed like something that something from other places might not have thought of. So we get a lot of what it's like in America, how to do American barbecue. But I think over time you see the Australian barbecue life, you're starting to see Australian barbecue.
Yeah.
So it's coming into its own right, I think, and that's what I've been pretty excited about.
Fantastic, yeah. So you've seen the scene birth and then grow and evolve. Your shop has clearly evolved. You've got a huge range of products here. What's coming up in the future for you? Where do you take it from here?
Well, I think we start refining our products a little bit. We've done well. We won some awards, not just in the barbecue.
I saw that second place hot sauce in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, World Hot Sauce Awards. Louisiana Culinary Institute named it the second best Louisiana style sauce,
good.
Which we were real chuffed with. But doesn't mean you can't get better. You're still number one. So we're kind of revising those, adding to the sauces. We just came out with a amber ale based sauce with chipotle as a brush on for briskets and things like that. So
that sounds amazing.
I try to keep one foot in the barbecue side, things that'll work well out in the tents and comps, but at the same time something that you can sit out in front of the family, because that's really where our roots are at.
Yeah.
So anything you can dab a bit of steak in and make it a little bit better is not a bad thing. So
absolutely, man. Sounds amazing. Well, look, I can see there's a line of people here waiting to talk to you, so I'm going to wrap it up now and say thanks so much for your time.
Oh, thanks,
and
Ben.
I'm going to let you
Appreciate
keep on introducing the people here to the wonderful world of barbecue.
All right. Well, thanks, Ben.